mompreneurs on a mission. We'll have both of them here on the show to tell us more.
And when we said kid achievers, child achievers, this is what we mean. At just 5, a Guinness World Book of Records and book which has been published, multiple art paintings and also staging at the World Art Festival in Dubai. There's so much that this 5-year-old Anvi is up to. We'll have a chat with her.
And after that, another young star. We're going to be looking at the crown coming home. What are we talking about? Trishna Ray, she's the teen sensation who's just very recently been crowned Miss Teen Universe 2024. She is Odisha's pride. She's also the new queen on the block. And she's going to tell us all about her own journey right here.
And from that, later in the program, we will meet with the man of the moment, the heartthrob of Netflix at the moment, the myth, the man. This is Gurfateh Singh, Pirzadas. What exactly has been the charm? What has he been up to with multiple successes on OTT? We'll sit down with him. All right, in a world where innocence and wonder are the greatest treasures, we are celebrating the spark that ignites the future. We are honoring the legacy of Chacha Nehru today for his love for children and that he continues to inspire generations on go. And this is Children's Day. Now, on this day, we pay tribute to boundless potential of India's youngest citizens and wish all of them, including those a little older than them, a happy Children's Day.
Today on the show, we thought we'd have a bit of a special segment. We'd spotlight some of these young faces and the innovators and game changers who are making the world a little better for them. So we're going to bring all of these inspiring stories for you. First up, though, 2 young ladies who are leaving a mark on the world. One through her own artistry and the other by championing India on the world stage. Through their stories, we're hoping to leave you with a sense of inspiration. We want you to be inspired through the whole day. We also want to just delve into their own diverse pathways, how they've decided to do what they want to do. Today, remember, is a reminder to parents, to guardians, to caregivers on the huge impact we have on our children's lives, how we can shape the course of their own futures. Let's just head over to them.
Okay, first up, we have got the incredible Anvi. Let's bring her up on the screens as well for everybody to see. She joins us today with her parents, which I'm sure are overachievers just like her. And just sample this. She's just 5. But she has a Guinness Book record in her name. She's recognized by India Book of Records, and that was when she was just about a year and 9 months for her exceptional knowledge of Spanish, phonetics, general knowledge, also breaking records all through. She is an artist, she's an author. There's a long list of what all she has done, but at an age when kids are just learning how to eat, how to walk, this girl is doing wonders.
Right. And at 3.5 years, as we just said, she became the world's youngest professional artist. Sonal already told you she's a Guinness Book holder. We are keeping her there. Anvi, we can see you. You're getting, you're just waiting for us to finish our descriptions with you. Let's just go into some questions with you, with your parents, to understand a little bit more about how you went on this entire journey. But the most crucial and special part about all of this, and we just want to tell this to our audiences because we'll go deeper into this, is you have 0 screen time. That's insane. These days, we'll see parents give phones to their kids. You don't use phones. Okay, Sonal, I know we're both so excited to start asking questions. Let's go ahead.
No, that's a good one. But let's start with where it all began. Like I said, Anvi, क्या आपको पता है कि बच्चे generally 1.5 साल की उम्र में, like when you're about a year, 9 months or whatever, are just beginning to say words. I have a babbler back home as well. They're just beginning to say all of these things, and you already knew Spanish. Then you went on to be an artist. Then you wrote a book. तो इतनी छोटी सी उम्र में आप कैसे कर ले रही हैं ये सारी चीजें?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Did you do it? She didn't understand the question.
So how do you do?
Okay, Mehrotra, let me take that to the mother. How are you ensuring that she has such wide variety of exposure and then also channelizing it in such a beautiful way?
So we just follow her interest. When she was small, it was like around 6 months, the COVID hit in. So we had to keep her in home and free from screen. So we introduced some colors to her and we saw that she is really keen on that. And then it went on. Then, we let her scribble around and play with colors. And then she got her toys involved. Then she started to show some techniques which were looking like a pattern. And it showed up like a beautiful canvas. Then we got her to exhibit in Bombay, Delhi and Dubai. And her paintings started to sell. So she led our way. When we introduced phonics to her, she started to read words on the, traffic signals and all. So that got us to buy her more books. And then slowly she started scribbling and she started writing. We never corrected her for capital letter, small letter. It just went on. And then she happily wrote a book on emotions.
So that book is in Spanish and in English. Can we ask her a little bit about it? Anvi, tell us about your book, please.
Tell us about your
All
book.
about your book. Emotions.
She is not feeling like talking with us today. That's perfectly all right. Why don't both of you tell us though about this book? Because it's really cool. It talks about a very important topic for young children, emotions. Can you just tell us a little bit more about it?
Ma'am, we just validated her feelings. We didn't really
So beautiful.
push her on it. So if she was feeling sad, we would mostly ask her that what is the issue. We would talk to her about it. So we kept her involved in that manner. So she wrote a book on it.
So she has written this book in Spanish because the writing is similar to English. And she has been learning Spanish, Hindi, English all at the same time since 1.2 years. And this book is about emotions, what she feels on day-to-day basis. Like, sometimes she's happy, sometimes she's irritated, sometimes she's sad. And we as parents kind of correct children, okay, you can't cry right now, just calm down, I'll give you a toy. I don't think so that helps them. So Anvi says that all emotions are valid, just let me be. And I will be calm, I promise. But if I lose my calm, you be the water when I am fire. So that's the way she talks. So.
Anvi, are you feeling a little shy this morning? Are you feeling like, who are these people on the screen asking me all these questions? You're not? Then will you please tell us what is your favorite emotion and how do you help yourself feel better? There are times when you're feeling anxious, you're feeling angry. How do you make yourself feel better and what's your favorite emotion?
I love.
What is your favorite emotion?
I love happiness.
And how do you help yourself feel better?
How to help us feel better is don't shout at your children. Just give us some space.
Don't shout at your children is a very important slice of advice, Anvi. Thank you for sharing that with us. Anvi's mom and dad, we have to ask you, how do you make sure there's zero screen time going on? How are you doing that? And what's the plan to continue, especially as she gets older, maybe when schools say, that she needs to take online classes?
So, ma'am, our TV in our home hasn't been switched on in a year. So it's about what to at our home to make sure that there is zero screen for her. We avoid looking at our phones when we are around her. We keep her phone upside on a shelf so that she doesn't reach out to it. It's not that she doesn't want to reach out to it. We ourselves pull ourselves back. The only reason we use our phones in front of her is either to make calls or to do video calls with our parents, because we stay away, parents stay in different cities. So that is the only time when phone is actually introduced in her daily routine. Otherwise, there is no games on the phone, there is nothing else. We don't do much social media around her. So as parents, we have to retract ourselves to make sure that a child stays away from screen.
And what's the plan for the future?
Yeah, this is...
Plan for the future, we don't know. We are just going with the flow. But yes, we want to keep her away from mobile and television as long as it is possible, because we have realized if you take this time out of mobile and television, a child can achieve anything that they can. There is no limit. Sky is the limit.
And also I use feel when I need to do online classes or something like
Abacus. Yes, so
or something like I have to do some interview. They are not there. I will do Zoom. All right, Zoom. For that,
Very, very valid point. She's clearly the one schooling the two of you and telling you what is to be done. So, you know, you guys are really modeling an ideal way of bringing up a child. But I have to ask you this. The thing with overachieving kids is there any time left to just do nothing? Is that something that you parents think about?
there's a lot of time to do nothing, ma'am. There's time का कोई कमी नहीं है. We are done with everything by 7:38. We have more than an hour to relax with her every day in the evening. So it's not that. You just need to take television and screen time at home. When you are at home, take it out of your timetable completely. And then the reason Anuradha and I have worked so hard towards Anvi's achievements is to prove or to send a message to the world that please take screens away from your children. It's poison.
It's such an important message. Can we ask Anvi? Anvi, do you like painting more or आपको writing ज़्यादा अच्छा लगता है? Speaking in Spanish more or speaking in English? Tell us a little bit.
I like Hindi the most.
What a great answer to say when you're speaking to all of India right now. And do you want to become a writer or a painter growing up? Do you know what you want to do? It's a lot of pressure.
I love painting. My favorite sport is that.
So she uses a lot of techniques.
Nice.
Ball and all, so she's calling it as a sport.
Anvi, we can talk to you all day long and you're just beginning to warm up, but we have to sadly move on in this segment. But as we go, do you have a message on Children's Day? Do you want to say something to all our viewers and to so many other kids who are watching you right now?
Do you want to say something to the children?
My message is to my children in my book. Believe in yourself, no one is stopping you.
Beautiful. All right there to Anvi and her brilliant parents for making it happen for her, for exposing her and also sort of, restraining yourself and teaching yourself to do the right things because that's the only way kids learn, isn't it? Thank you guys for joining us this morning on TBC.
Thank you.
What a beautiful message. Zero screen time and they've done it by modeling it. That really is very, very impressive. For everyone, out there, that's a message we can take home. Let's take you now to our next guest. This one is also a young achiever. We're going to speak to Trishna Ray. She's Miss Teen Universe 2024 in South Africa already. And she's had this victory, obviously, on an international stage. She's brought huge pride to India. She herself is a 19-year-old from Odisha. And she's made India very, very proud. We thought we should hear from a young one and a slightly older young one. So we'll delve into her journey and we'll talk a little bit with her about the challenges she's overcome, her message for younger women across the entire country. Let's just go over to her with a question. Trishna, first of all, huge congratulations. We can see you with your crown joining us this morning. Thank you for taking out the time. Congratulations on being anointed Miss Teen Universe 2024. You've made India so proud. It's amazing, obviously, to see someone so young do all of this. How does it make you feel to hold this title, to represent India?
Actually, after such a long wait, the only one feeling that I can feel right now is pride for my nation, for my parents, for my country, and for my own state, Odisha. I truly believe that making history was one of the best things that I have ever done in my life, and this is one of my biggest achievements so far.
Right. Can you take us back, though, in that moment when the crown was put on your head? How did that make you feel? What are the emotions then?
Actually, it still hasn't sunk in yet to me. In that moment, I just remember myself continuously, reciting the Gayatri Mantra in my mind while I was like almost crying, almost in tears, because that moment in itself, it gives you so much anxiety. There's so much pressure on you because all of these 10 days that you were in there in Kimberley, you were trying to work yourself, you're trying to work hard for this, and it is in that moment that will decide if you're getting it or you're not. It was very full of anxiety, but I'm just happy that I made it, and I have never been more proud.
That's amazing. Tell us, your journey wasn't an easy one. We just want to share that with our audiences. I believe there were visa issues that prevented you from competing in Colombia and the Dominican Republic earlier. How did you keep yourself motivated, not lose hope in the face of those obstacles?
That is actually a lovely question, because the times that I couldn't go, it did break me for a day or two, but then I had to keep it up because I had to represent my country, India, internationally. Coming from an army background, I would never receive an opportunity this big to go out and represent and wear India across my chest. It was a dream come true, and I could not let go of that dream under any circumstances. So I just kept fighting. My parents were my backbone. We kept fighting until God itself gave us the opportunity to finally do something that we've been wanting to do for so long.
All right, perseverance and grit. Those are the two sort of standing out answers there. Then very quickly, take us through what have been the shining comments that you've got. Ever since your win, social media must be flooded with comments and love. Any particular one that stood out for you?
Yes, there has been. It's actually in the video of where I win. So if you look closely into the video where I'm holding hands with my very beautiful queen from South Africa, and we both are praying. And when my name gets announced, you can see my fellow pageant sisters in the background. They were so happy for me when my name got called out. And I truly believe that when I won and all of the girls came running to hug me, that is the one moment where I truly won. I truly believe that winning hearts was one thing that I had to do on this journey. And I am so proud of myself that I could do that. And all of those girls were so genuinely happy for me. And looking at their reactions when they announced India as the winner is something that almost makes me cry on a daily basis because I miss them so much. So I think that reaction of theirs in that video is something I keep watching again and again. I'm truly thankful for them.
All right, Trishna, congratulations. You have enough to be proud about, and for raising the Indian flag on that forum, and good luck with everything that you do next. And talking about that, well, some fantastic young voices that we've heard from, some very young, some in their teen age. But apart from today being Children's Day, today is also Diabetes Day, World Diabetes Day. And India, as we know, is the diabetes capital of the world. And more young people are getting into this thanks to bad food habits, unhealthy lifestyle as well. So we thought, is there a way to sort of bring both these perspectives together? Can we address the issue of unhealthy habits in kids? And then we got across and came across these two mums. Let's bring them on the screen also for you. Mums who were very keen on bringing in nutritious, clean yet flavorful food for their kids, and that led to the birth of Slurp Farm.
These are moms turned entrepreneurs. They've now raised approximately $7.2 million for their children-focused snacking and meal brand. They have backing from the likes of Anushka Sharma. We thought that it would be a great idea to sit down with them and understand how the brand came into being and what problems they wish to solve for their kids, and obviously for the lakhs of consumers this Children's Day.
So with us this morning, we have Shaurvi Malik and Meghna Narayan, both co-founders of Wholesome Foods that does Slurp Farm and Millet. Thanks, guys, for joining us this morning. Let me very quickly take in a question first from Shaurvi. So take us back in time, and when you guys were, coming up with Slurp Farm, what was the idea and intention then?
Meghna and I met around the time we had young children, and there was always this, as two working moms, we felt there wasn't something that just made us close our eyes and have complete trust and comfort in feeding our children. And it started from there. We had many ideas. I was just telling her today, we wanted to do things like fruit and vegetable purees, and then we really actually spent a lot of time with young parents and young children. And so the idea started then, really testing what is it that people want to eat, where are they feeling things are not meeting their needs. And some of it was also what was in our own mums and grandmoms' kitchens, in that both of us in our families eat a lot of millets in different ways. And I remember Meghna saying, can we make ragi, but can we make it a bit tasty? Because she obviously had some memories around it. And so, we took it and we said, okay, let's make the recipes fun. And that's really how it started. It started from a pain point that friends and other parents like us were feeling. And it often at the time, we were both in London that time. It started from bring us back this stuff, and we didn't understand because we thought, oh, there should be enough food, right? Like, why are people asking us this? And then when we had our own children, we understood the need gap. So it really started from that pain point.
Okay, Meghna, tell us, these are products that are obviously for kids, but the customer here, as you're both explaining, is mothers. How aware have you found India's mothers are when it comes to this concept of healthy snacking?
So I think mums always cared, right, about feeding their kids right. I don't think across generations, that's been a perennial, I would say, complaint and sort of struggle. I think this generation of mothers are armed with mobile phones and an internet. So the awareness is a lot higher in terms of, what are other mothers feeding? And they're learning from each other. We're learning from each other all the time, right? And for both of us, it was just that. It was definitely learning from each other, but also learning from the many, many mom groups that we were part of. And I think, whether on social media or on WhatsApp or whatever it is, right? So I think that awareness is definitely building, and people are getting access much quicker now.
Interesting. You're right that people are getting access. There's also a lot of conversation on clean eating that India is sort of having. But the question really is, and Chaudhary, if you can answer that, is it just a metro phenomena, or do you see India 2, India 3 also waking up and demanding cleaner, preservative-free food?
That's a really important question, and it goes to the heart of a lot of, I would say, overeating and later childhood disease. You take it spot on, which is we've all grown up with this vision of this like Bonnie baby, right? And I think the reality is that the children's nutrition charts and the average Indian baby, our physique is not like that. We have skinny kids, and that is okay. And that is actually better for longer life outcomes. And I'll tell you something quite like enduring, but also quite personal, is that we were about 7 women from our company on a call, and literally every person on that call had an emotional moment and tears, because we each had a story of feeling like we were either, breast milk wasn't enough, we were not feeding enough. Somebody said, oh, your child is too skinny, or you don't feed them properly. So there's a lot of that. I think that is almost an interesting, almost rite of passage that needs to change. And I think that, to answer your question, therefore, are moms changing how they think about nutrition and health? Yes. We are coming to understand that eating at all costs is not good health, right? Or feeding a child until they are super stuffed doesn't mean that we did the right thing. It's also important what we put in their mouth. I think that awareness is starting to come, because a lot of the times it's all, eat because you'll get energy. And I think that is also the shift from eating to survive or sustenance, right? And eating to have a good life and to have good health and to live long, and people are living longer. And that shift, I think, is definitely, we can see it in the conversations that we have. And it's really nice to be able to inform it and change it as well, right? We have a responsibility to do that.
That story is so important, though. Thank you for sharing it with us. Okay, Meghna, tell us, both of you are talking a little bit about, how to make the food clean. And I really want to understand, people are eating food out of a packet even with your products, but you are managing to make them clean.
So I think the early years were very much about, and even now actually is about definitely speaking to customers, right? And we would do these events, and people will ask, is there really no preservative in there? And that was our number one question, I would say. Second was, is there really no maida in there? And so I think just, really explaining to people the process that we have followed, the the love and the care that goes into picking the ingredients. For example, we always start with the grain, right? We sprout our ragi. So there's no question of any sort of, adulteration through the mix. Every ingredient is double checked, is sieved, is so on and so forth, right? So that whole process is something that firstly we do and then we communicate to our consumer.
Quite fab, actually, that one. Chaudhary, then, we're talking on Children's Day. So are there some 3 problems that you think of on top of your head that you want to solve for kids today, Gen Alpha particularly? And how do you think Slurp Farm is sort of helping in doing that?
Well, I mean, look, the number one problem is in any household, right? It's, did my child finish what was on their plate? It's like that thing, because otherwise you're always eating what's on their food. But so many times children are just fussy eaters and they don't necessarily want to finish what is on their food plate when it comes to food. So I think at the heart of it, when we think about all the different things we make for breakfast, or be it pancakes or noodles or dosas, it's to say, can you combine what is healthy with being what is truly tasty and affordable and convenient and all of that. I think that's the number one. If I've just done that, I don't need to do any other second, third thing. I've won. And so for me, winning is an empty bowl, an empty plate. And that's problem solving. I think the second thing is really what is in the food that we make, i.e. the ingredients, should be what we would give our own children or be in our own homes, our own kitchens. And that's a promise that we never lose sight of. So many times, it's very tempting to say, oh, this would taste so easy. We don't make things that we would not be happy with in our own homes. And I think the third is to really think, are you doing something fun as well, right? Because there's a real chance that you can get too serious about it and food starts to sound like medicine or too prescriptive or too just boring, really. And I think in everything that we do, from the packaging to there's a storybook coming out, to telling stories, to enabling the mother, getting to that empty plate, it is also to have a bit of joy in the process of food, because food is love and love is food, and to not make it scary, right? And there's a lot of fear factor and fear mongering happening, but that has never been the story of food.
Don't forget your fun. Tell us, we have both of you joining us on Children's Day. Do you have a wish from Slurp Farms to all of the moms that are watching? What's your vision? Meghna, we'll take that to you.
So, the magic for a child for a lifetime of good outcomes is eating healthy, starting early, right? So I think the first dream would be that everybody has access to that. Both in terms of in terms of resources to be able to access good food. So I think that's the number one, for more kids. The second is, as they grow up, our products have grown as our product portfolio has grown as our kids have grown. To reach them in school, because the second place that you're seeing infiltration happen is in schools. So just more schools having a no junk policy and putting the right kind of snacks in schools. I think if we do those two things, we're home.
Yeah, that's actually quite ingenious over there. But, before we sort of let go, like I've been saying, it's not just about kids, it's about the whole village that comes along with them. So as mums who have turned entrepreneurs, do you have a message for all the child in all of us as well? So if both of you could answer that question, and Meghna, you first.
I think in the journey of building this business, there's been a lot of friendship, of course, Shauravi and me to start with, and then the broader group. And I think never losing that sense of play and not taking ourselves too seriously has been core to what brings us joy. So I hope we don't ever lose that.
Lovely.
It's been a lot of fun and it's been really yummy. And I think Meghna can make anybody laugh, and you will hear that in the office down the corridor. And I think, Children's Day is about that, but even like adults should keep that little child alive.
Nice. All right, on that note, thank you both mom entrepreneurs joining us here. Good luck with what you're doing. They seem to be having a segment for mums coming up next, which is going to be interesting. We'll look into that. But thank you both, Meghna and Shauravi, for joining us.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you for having us.
Happy Children's Day to both of you. Happy Children's Day to all of our viewers. What do we have next, though?
All right, with that, we're going to slip into a break, but don't worry, we're not done talking just yet. We have another very quote-unquote hottie, we are told, as an actor joining us on the other side. Let's give you a bit of a teaser into that. This is Gurfateh Singh Pirzada. He'll be joining us in just a few moments from now on all the success and the love that he seems to be getting online with all his OTT releases. See you in a moment for that.
कल तक अंग्रेज लाठियां चला रहे थे, आज हम चला रहे हैं।
आप मुझे बताइए कि ऐसा क्या करे कि बंटवारा रुक जाए?
कुर्सी ज्यादा प्यारी है या देश?
इस सवाल का भी जवाब देना पड़ेगा बाबू।
तो देश रखो और कुर्सी झिड़ा को दे दो।
फ्रीडम एट मिडनाइट 15 नवंबर से सोनी लिव पर।
यार अजय, look at your dad. Will we be the same at his age?
Absolutely yes, if we plan our future like him.
How?
My father had invested in LIC's Jeevan Akshay, which gives immediate and guaranteed annuity at regular intervals, that too for life.
Wow. But do we have to wait until his age?
Absolutely not. We recently invested in LIC's new Jeevan Shanti, which gives deferred annuity, which means regular income after some years.
I see.
LIC's annuity plans give 10 annuity options and flexibility in receiving regular income. LIC, हर पल आपके साथ।
अबे गुल्लू, क्या कर रहे हो?
कपाल भाती।
यहाँ
ऑर्डिनरी प्लाई जैसे हार्मफुल गैसेस नहीं है। खुल के सांस लो।
हाँ, यहाँ सब ग्रीन प्लाई, जीरो एमिशन प्लाई से तो बना है। अबे एक मिनट, हम भी करते हैं।
शाबाश। ग्रीन प्लाई का जीरो एमिशन प्लाई, हेनली इंटीरियर्स का रिप्लाई।
The next Indian icons, beating everyone on the globe. B6E and XEV9E. Mahindra's electric origin SUVs. Catch them at Unlimit India.
जब भी मैं ठंडा खाती थी, जैसे कि आइसक्रीम, मुझे एक झंझनाहट सी महसूस होती थी। ये बढ़ती जा रही थी ये प्रॉब्लम। पहले ठंडे से शुरू हुई, फिर गर्म खाने से हो रही थी। तब जाके मैंने डेंटिस्ट को दिखाया। उन्होंने कहा कि आप सेंसोडाइन यूज कीजिए। अब मुझे फ्रिज से कुछ ठंडा निकाल के खाना हो तो मुझे दोबारा सोचना नहीं पड़ता।
बड़े होके सिंगर बनना चाहती थी ना, अब डॉक्टर?
नहीं पापा, पहले डॉक्टर बाद में सिंगर। ओपन योर माउथ प्लीज। पापा, आज तो आप बैंकर हो, पर आप बूढ़े होके क्या बनोगे?
अपनी खुशियों वाली रिटायर्ड लाइफ की प्लानिंग करो आज से विद आदित्य बिरला सन लाइफ इंश्योरेंस।
वर्ल्ड्स बेस्ट कॉफी मेकर।
आप बूढ़े होके क्या बनोगे?
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Welcome back. This is The Breakfast Club. And now to our person of interest.
All right, folks, we have a very special guest today. He's a Netflix latest poster boy, and the audience are fida, as they say, over both his brooding looks and the earnest, straight to the heart character that he plays. He was the heartbroken road tripper in Hum Bhi Akele Tum Bhi, the intense Neeraj in The Class, and just when you thought that he couldn't play with your heart anymore, he shows up in Call Me Bae as Neil, an ethical journalist. Want to know all about that? Who mocks drama in journalism, all the while making your heart race with his own on-screen drama.
In the last few years, he's shared the frame with everyone, right from Alia Bhatt to Kiara Advani, and he's now headed straight to Sri Lanka for his latest political drama, Dynasty. Gurfateh, we could just have you on. Our newsroom has not stopped talking about you ever since we've mentioned that we're going to be chatting about you. You're someone that it seems young and old. My mum, for example, was really excited we have you on. So he's here. Let's bring him on. The myth, the man, the Netflix darling, Gurfateh Singh Pirzada. Welcome to our show. Let's have you on. Let's ask you some questions. All right. So on the show, Gurfateh, you play a ethical, no-nonsense journalist. And we had to, since we're joining you from a newsroom, ask you this. When you were creating your character, did you have a certain journalist in mind that you were trying to channel? Or is this just your take of what journalists should look like?
First of all, thank you. Thank you for having me. And that's a very kind introduction. Minor correction, I was not in Sri Lanka for Dynasty. Dynasty is very well in Bombay and happening here, but that was just a short vacation. But I mean, journalism, I think it's very tricky. I love journalism, and I love the fact how you guys sort of get us all the information that's and everything that's happening around the world. But I feel like in the last few years, it's become a little. That's actually not just with journalism, that's with all types of content, that's with movies, that's with any sort of multimedia, that it's become more of a churning machine than it's quality, it's quantity over quantity, right? Quality, which is with everything that we do as well. So I think that was my problem, and I didn't really have a role model per se for Call Me Babe, because I mean, my character is a journalist, but it's also not that much about journalism,
right.
At least not in this first season. I hope second season has that, and I can delve deeper into that and sort of become more of the idealist journalist that I might be looking for in life. But yeah, no real life references, but I think it was just ethos and pathos of whatever my outlook would be regarding that certain field. So yeah.
Choosing your words very carefully, I see, Gurfateh, on what you think is becoming of media and who to role model or not. But that's something we'll sort of delve into a little more later. But let's talk about what you know very well, which is your on-screen presence. Your entire jodi, as they say, with Ananya Pandey has been loved pretty much. Talk to us a little bit about the fun moments about on the set. We were talking to some other star cast the other day, and they said just the entire atmosphere on the set was so young, so fresh, and one of absolute camaraderie.
Well, yeah, that was amazing. I literally can't wait to get back to season 2, because I think all of us are great friends, and it's not that we haven't. Most of us have known each other in and around like the city before like the show came about. But of course, I've known Ananya a lot longer, and she was, like I've said multiple times before, she was one of the reasons why I came to know about this show, and like I sort of started pitching myself for it. But it was amazing. I think it was like a lot of fun games. No seriousness to it, because like that's what the show was all about. I think it worked well because of the camaraderie that we all had together. And if someone would be playing pranks, Varun, as most of us know, would be cracking all these really obnoxious PJs. And I think for me, I always take time to sort of get set into like a new environment, because that's just the kind of person I am. But luckily, because I knew most of these people, it was a lot easier to sort of just dive deep into it. Considering also my director sort of pushed me in the deep end on the first day itself. So, yeah, all's well that ends well, right? It went well, and I'm glad people have liked the chemistry and my character specifically, and are obviously looking forward to what's coming next in season 2. I have no idea what's it going to be, but I hope it's a lot bigger and better than what the season 1 was all about.
Okay, so you've told us a little bit, you've given us a bit of a teaser into what the next season might look like, and we'll ask you a little bit more about your other work projects. But first, we want to ask you, if you had to, and this is a bit of a dream question, but if you had to pitch a show starring yourself on Netflix, what would it be about? It's a tricky question, we know. And who would your dream co-star be?
I don't know about a dream co-star, but I think I've extremely been fascinated by 2 stories in the last couple of years. One is of Maharaja Dalip Singh and the whole Punjab dynasty. I think that's a world that's been untapped for way too long. And of course, we've had movies about the Mughal dynasties and all that stuff, and it's been a lot of repetition of the same thing again and again. But I think this world is extremely interesting. I've been reading about it, and I hope that happens. If not for me, for someone, but I hope it happens nonetheless. And if I have to have my own show, it would probably be about Punjab, true crime, gangsters, in Punjab itself, and also in Canada and that whole world out there, which is a bit hidden, but again, like it's coming about, and it's becoming louder and louder every day. So I think that's a very interesting world, and it's very relevant in today's time and age as well. About the starring bit, I have no idea.
Brave of you
like
to
work
say
with all of
that.
them.
Brave of you to address that issue, since it's scaring Bollywood's top celebrities at the moment. It's a very, very serious subject. So brave of you to say that you want to address that and do it.
No, I don't think that's Punjab. Those aren't Punjab gangsters that have been talked about. But I mean, that's another world. But yeah, maybe the Punjab pop scene, yes, for sure. There's a bit of a war there. I don't know why, but not with the Bollywood.
Okay, so can we Gurfateh just address your fandom for a moment? I mean, we have to get into the kind of reactions you've been getting, lots of successes. Are you in a good space? You feel you're sitting in your dream spot, in a sweet spot at the moment? And tell me what's been the response like, and perhaps for our viewers, the funniest bit that you've encountered in terms of fan mails or fan responses so far.
I don't think fan mails is a thing anymore. At least I haven't encountered it. But
DMs, maybe, yeah.
I do strive to do a lot better. But it is, of course, it's welcoming change. It's the appreciation has been great. I can't complain. I haven't had a minute to breathe, which is amazing. I wouldn't like that anyway. I think I've spent too much time at home before this. But yeah, it's been good. I think it's every now and then. I don't know if it's in my head or if it's just people. Like earlier, I think I would want people to sort of come up to me or sort of maybe recognize me for the work that I did. But now, at least for the last 2 months, I just feel like everywhere I go, I see constantly, like, there are eyes around the room, and like there's this half of them know where they've seen you and they like you for it, and the other half are wondering that we've seen someone this one here but can't place where. So it's a very interesting sort of equation to sort of be in. But I mean, it's great when people have I was traveling to Switzerland, Italy, and France just like post my release, and I literally ended up meeting at every place. I ended up meeting random people who'd watch Call Me Bay, and like they came up to me and spoke to me, and I went with my father, and it was the first time he sort of I think realized and saw that okay, you know, maybe he's doing something right, and that people are liking him for it. So I think he was also at one point, I sort of saw like a smile on his face, and like just like a proud moment for him. So more than anything, I think I was just happy seeing that.
Gurfateh, tell us, how comfortable are you being seen as a heartthrob? Because I know our newsroom itself was really excited about that, but for an actor, that's a journey. Do you like being seen as a heartthrob? And I need to ask you this because so many people have asked me to ask you, are you single? That's a question, for some reason, really on top of people's minds.
Oh yeah, I've been single for way too long now. I don't mind it though, but I don't know about the heartthrob bit. I think, yeah, of course, all of us want to be desired and appreciated for everything, as shallow as looks might sound as well. But yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. But of course, I also don't want to be just a heartthrob. I want to be a lot more. I remember for the longest time, because like I read, and you know, most women that I have encountered in life, or even just other people as well, they would all be like, "Oh, you read? Well, that's very interesting," and you know, it's very rare, and they'd ask me what kind of books I'd read, and then like that would be more of a shocker, because you know, I don't know why people assume that someone who's trying to be an actor, or is an actor, or has been a model, or is somewhat good looking would not read, because it's probably just all about vanity. But no, it's not, and I hope to God and thank God. But yeah, I don't mind that though.
Cool.
It's nice.
Yeah. Gurfateh, our producer stopped listening to you after you said you're single. I think she's doing a little happy dance back in the PCR over there. But let's get into a quick, fun, rapid-fire round with you, and let's try and understand, get a few things, some juicy details out. So, are you ready? Should we get started?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Okay. So, give us and take us through the weirdest fan request that you've received so far.
Oh, I was just talking about it. A friend of mine from US was here, and we were talking about OnlyFans and Feed Finder and all that stuff. So yeah, that was the weirdest request. I think someone slid into my. Actually, it's happened a couple more times. Asking me pictures of my feet, which is very weird. I probably even I don't look at them, but
it's a thing.
Yeah.
This feet fetish is a thing, but Gurfateh, come on, quicker and more rapid, okay? So one co-star you would love to work with again, and why?
Alia Bhatt, I love her, and yeah, and she's obviously the best in her game. So yeah.
Okay, your current celebrity crush, and you can't say Alia again.
It's a hard one because I know most of them. But
TikTok.
I think Tara is really pretty.
Okay, good. We got you there. Okay, if you weren't an actor, what would you be doing today?
I would either be a cricketer or a horse rider.
Oh, okay, all right. Now you need to pull up your phone for this next one, because we don't want proof, but you need to give us the exact answer. What was the last text you sent, and who was it to?
I don't think it'd be anything. It was with my stylist. I was just trying to figure out clothes for the Filmfare Awards. That's about it. So.
Thank you.
Nothing juicy here.
All right, tell us, Gurfateh, what's in your gym bag as we speak?
Usual, my pre-workout, my shoes, and a change of clothes, and yeah, that's about it.
Oh, very simple.
And some skincare.
Okay. All right, describe your perfect Sunday to us in 3 words. What makes it?
Perfect Sunday, a good cup of coffee, and hopefully a date if I'm lucky, and just some leisure time with my 2 dogs.
You're really making it sound like you're down and out in the dating scene. Let's go to our last question. One guilty pleasure show of yours, or a movie that you'd never admit to watching. Obviously, you're going to have to do that right now, but tell us something that's become a bit of a guilty pleasure these days.
Guilty pleasure would probably be, I think a show would be, what is that, Too Hot to Handle? Too Hot to Handle, yeah. I think that's the only reality show I watch. I don't know for what reason. But films, I don't really have one. I think, yeah, no, not yet.
All right, on that note, Gurfateh, thank you so much for joining us this morning and doing this breakfast chat with us. Good luck with what you're going to do next.
Thank you.
And आप क्योंकि बैठे हुए हैं, since you've played a journalist, let's ask you next time when you get around, maybe you'll have better role models. That's on us. Yeah. But we'll see how that goes. The next time around. Thanks so much for joining us.
I didn't mean that. I'm sure you guys are doing your job very well. But thank you.
Too late. We've taken offense. All right. Goodbye, Gurfateh. Thank you for joining us.
Oh my God.
All right. This is the Breakfast Club. To our viewers, we hope you found the message we started with inspiring. We hope you found this conversation fun. It's the first time we've done a rapid fire this way on the show. Let us know your thoughts, as always, online. For now, though, that's all from us. Goodbye.
बहुत बातें कर लिया. Okay, bye.
Hello, I am R. Shankar Raman. In infrastructure, leadership means creating lasting value through strategic decisions. At the India Business Leader Awards, we honor those who turn vision into action. Together, let's celebrate the trailblazers who lead with purpose and act with conviction.
Presented by Standard Chartered in association with Reliance Industries Limited.
अच्छा बच्चों, बड़े होके क्या बनोगे?
I wanna be a footballer, फिर coach. Me a car designer, then an artist. Uncle और आप?
मैं तो बिजनेसमैन हूँ।
पर उसके बाद?
मतलब
आप बूढ़े होके क्या बनोगे?
अपनी खुशियों वाली रिटायर्ड लाइफ की प्लानिंग करो आज से with आदित्य बिरला सन लाइफ इंश्योरेंस।
डीजे
आप बूढ़े होके क्या बनोगे?
यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के विजन के अनुरूप माननीय मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ के प्रगतिशील नेतृत्व में अविस्मरणीय यादों के साथ संपन्न हुआ प्रयागराज कुंभ 2019 जैसा कीर्तिमान बनाने के लिए महाकुंभ 2025 के सफल आयोजन को तैयार है कर्म योगी सरकार। स्वच्छ महाकुंभ, हरित महाकुंभ के अनुरूप पौधरोपण, पार्कों का जीर्णोद्धार एवं सौंदर्यीकरण के विभिन्न कार्यों से महाकुंभ में आने वाले पर्यटकों को होगी विशेष अनुभूति। कूड़ा प्रबंधन, ठोस अपशिष्ट निस्तारण और पॉलीथीन फ्री महाकुंभ के लिए बनाई गई है विशेष कार्य योजना। श्रद्धालुओं की सुविधा के लिए 1,45,000 शौचालय का कराया जा रहा है निर्माण। सौंदर्यीकरण और मेला थीमेटिक लाइटिंग के कार्यों से कुंभ नगरी प्रयागराज को मिला है नव्य स्वरूप। मानवता की अमूर्त सांस्कृतिक धरोहर महाकुंभ 2025 में अमृत स्नान का पुण्य कमाने आओ चलें महाकुंभ।
The next Indian icons, beating everyone on the globe. A new perspective awaits. B6E and XEV9E. Mahindra's electric origin SUVs. Catch them at Unlimit India.
Sophia Vergara here. Despicable Me 4 streaming now only on Geo Cinema.
That is it. Do I make myself clear?
I want to soar above the skies and fulfill my responsibilities. With LIC. Paid your LIC premium? On time. दिल की सुनो, LIC चुनो।
LIC हर पल आपके साथ। विचार नए हैं तो अब नया विकास हो, पुरानी इस जमीन पे नया इतिहास हो। जरूरतें हैं पानी की जो दूर दूर तक, पियो ना ऊक से पियो जितनी भी प्यास हो। एक बार हमारा नाम लो तो एहसास हो, विचार नए हैं तो अब नया विकास हो। उन उंगलियों की खैर जो धागों को बुनती हों, फ्यूचर का ख्वाब देखो तो तकिए के पास हो। उड़कर चलो ना फ्लाईओवर से तो जानोगे हम कितना कुछ बनाते हैं विकास के लिए। उम्मीदें भर के देते हैं हर एक चीज में हम हैं ना, अगर आपकी उम्मीद खास हो। जुड़े हैं हम 140 करोड़ लोगों से, चारों ओर देखो तो एहसास हो। विचार नए हैं तो अब नया विकास हो। वेलस्पन वर्ल्ड।
This is our brand new show, Take 3. Why 3? Because 3 editors of News 18 will be sitting around a table like this and brainstorming about some of the biggest issues in the week gone by.
And give you a 360 perspective on what the newsroom and the three of us think about the major stories across the divides.
But what unites us, ladies and gentlemen, is our commitment to getting you the facts and the right perspective. See you on Take 3. Saturday 8:30 p.m, Sunday 9:30 p.m on CNN News 18.
मिस्टर गांधी मुल्क को गलत राह पे ले जा रहे हैं।
आपको जनता की समझदारी पे संदेह होगा, मुझे नहीं।
अगर इस पार्टी में सिर्फ एक ही आवाज की जगह है तो मैं आज रिजाइन करता हूं। तुम लोगों ने अपना लीडर ढूंढ लिया, ये लीडर अपने लोग